we're so happy to have you here. Thank you so much for subscribing and for
Yes.
liking our videos. We're always so eager to read your comments, and thanks for sending us so much love. I'm here with
Nurhan, and I am a youth career coach, and I help young adults find their talents and calling and passion and create a thriving and successful life.
I love that. And my name is Allison, and I am a subconscious mindset coach. And I help people align their conscious mind along with their subconscious mind so they can achieve whatever goal they have in their life. So if you feel like you're struggling with something, it's because your conscious mind and your subconscious mind are not aligned. So let me help you. I have actually written a book. It's right here. It's called Algodón. And this is a book to help you reprogram your subconscious mind. It's a tool that has a programming for the whole year for all of the areas of life. And so, if you haven't had a chance to grab your copy, go ahead and go on our link and you can get your copy from our channel. Today, we're going to be talking about the social area of life. And we're just going to pick an affirmation. And just to remind you guys, why we do affirmations or why this tool is just filled with affirmations is because we don't want to be talking about affirmations, right? So we don't want to affirm something that we don't believe just yet. So instead, we're going to turn it into an affirmation.
Yeah.
And
it is saying, why are both my close and extended family always excited to see me?
ooh,
Woo! Yeah, I thought the same. Why are both my close and extended family always excited to see me?
and I could already hear the audience or someone watching. I have that one family member that does not like to see me, or I don't like to see them. And this is why the affirmation was born.
Yeah.
What are you thinking? It's a juicy one.
It's a juicy one. It's really a juicy one. Hey, guys, we know all, right? Relationships in general, doesn't matter which kind of a relationship, if it's family, friends, co-workers, bosses, can be
Anything.
juicy,
Yeah.
right? But at the same time, they show us a lot. When we master to have healthy relationships with boundaries, we actually mastered life, I would say.
Yeah.
My opinion. It's, I would say, sometimes the most challenging aspect in life, because it is like two entities are coming together. We are all individuals, right? We are all different. We have different opinions, we have different desires, we have different ideas, and our whole being always emits an energy. So now it is like the two entities are coming together. It's two energies coming together.
Two worlds.
Two worlds.
Or more than two.
Yeah. And then it's like, okay, what is happening with that? Do the energies clash, or do they get it?
Yeah.
In sync. In sync and harmony. Yes, I love the word. In sync and harmony. And that's all about it, right? So it is actually always showing us, relationships in general are always showing us what is within ourselves.
Right. Like who we surround ourselves with is usually who we are as well.
Yes.
But there's some, it just came to mind when I wrote this affirmation. I made it a point to say, why is it that both extended and close family members are excited to see me versus why am I excited to see them? You see that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I truly, truly, truly believe that you can emit this energy where they are also excited to see you because you're already excited to see them. So it's
Mhm.
kind of like a given. It's like you're going to be already excited to see them. But sometimes, since you can't control other people,
Yeah,
let's put that into a programming,
yeah,
you know?
absolutely. Yeah. And the point is also like when people or family is excited to see us, it's actually because there is an energy flow,
Mhm.
and it's also how we see ourselves,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
So that's the point. Again, the relationship part, it's not only external, it's
Yeah.
also the relationship we are having with ourselves.
Mhm.
And it is, where is it rooted? So the more anger, the more frustration, the more
Right.
hate a person is carrying, that's the reflection, right? The
Mhm.
more the people surrounding that person are feeling that, and then it's a
Mhm.
question of, who do you attract,
Right.
right? You attract people who are angry, who are, because it's just, law of attraction is just fair. It's just a reflection. It's a mirror,
Of what you're entertaining.
what you are entertaining
Right.
with your thoughts, with your emotions, um, with your words, right? And then it's like the part, I love that, to see that from the perspective of, I'm attracting the people,
Mhm.
right, to see me,
Mhm.
right, instead of putting it outside, like externally, and see me. So, and then,
Like taking up space.
yes, taking up space, and then also it's the whole part, how do I see myself?
Yeah. Well, it's actually like when you say how do I see myself, it's like when you do you give yourself compliments?
Mhm.
Then you'll be able to give people others compliments, and then they'll give them back to you because you planted that. But and then I always tell this to my nieces, or a nephew, like when someone tells you a compliment, it's a reflection of them. And when
Mhm.
someone bullies you or says something bad about you,
Yeah,
it's also a reflection of them,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And so I've kind of like told them, don't worry about if someone's telling you something mean or hurtful. That's a reflection of them. But
absolutely,
when they tell you, oh, look how pretty you look, that's also a reflection of them.
absolutely.
And so I think that that plays a huge thing in family, especially both close family and extended family,
Yeah.
because whether that might be that you don't get to see your family often or you do have them around you, how do you treat yourself and how do you treat them? And
Yeah.
then that's going to come back around and see how they treat you as well, right?
Mhm.
But if and then don't get me wrong, there might be some days where you're not feeling it. You're human after all, right? You're entitled to feel negative emotions and being angry or mad or upset, but there's nothing wrong with coming out and saying, let's talk about this like grown adults, and that could bring you closer.
Absolutely.
You know,
Yeah.
if you had an issue with a family member or whatnot, then the right thing to do, I would think, is to come and talk to them directly instead of like gossiping or telling other family members about
Mhm.
this other family member, because ultimately you are a reflection of who you're surrounded with. But then also, if you're surrounded with people or family that are not like at their fullest or highest energy levels all the time, then that is not like directly a reflection of you. That's a reflection of them, right? When
Mhm.
someone is not on the right, perhaps in the right mental space, or sometimes you might say, oh, certain family member causes a bunch of drama, and I try to stay away from that. That's good, because but then also you kind of want to, like, I always feel like compassionate
Mhm.
because they're dealing with something that they can't heal just yet, right?
Mhm.
And so
Mhm.
instead of coming across as like, I want to avoid you and stuff, then you want to be able to give back and say, hey, if there's something you're struggling with, or like I notice that you're kind of quiet or whatnot, just kind of like be compassionate, and that's a reflection of you. You don't have to embody or necessarily think, oh, because I'm close to this dramatic person, now I'm dramatic. Not necessarily. It could be a balance, right?
Mhm. There it buys into communication.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's very important that we learn how to express ourselves and how to speak our truth.
Yeah. In a
Because
cordial way.
absolutely. Otherwise, it all like if we suppress
Mm-hmm.
and repress all these emotions, it just ends up, even if we say, hey, I'm avoiding this person, I don't want to deal with it anymore, it creates a lot of resentment and
Right.
bitterness, right?
Mhm.
The point is, for ourselves, we want to get to the point where we find peace. So I there is the word of forgiving, and I feel that it's loaded a lot, and there is truth behind it at the same time. So for a long time I couldn't really understand and grasp what it really means to forgive, but it's more about myself than the other person.
Like for you not to carry that burden.
Exactly.
Anymore.
To not carry it, to make peace with it for my own sanity and my own peace, right? To put myself first and to understand that nothing is more important than that you feel good.
Yeah.
Right? That's self-respect. And from there, you can start and build like harmony. But the first part is always to get back to yourself. Otherwise, it's gonna always be defensive. Right? It's like you gotta be defensive. You wanna prove yourself. You wanna be right, and that all creates conflict. And so there is, that's why the word juicy is really nice. I love that, right? It's finding that sweet spot, right? Between, okay, how can I stay loving, compassionate, and at the same time have my boundaries and not abandon myself, right? So that's the whole part, because now we have the part where we can go into pleasing, right? In order to keep the harmony. But then we abandon ourselves, right?
Yeah.
So, and that creates a lot of inner conflict, a lot of inner conflict. So, based on my own experience, what I found is it's the first relationship and the first thing I want to take care of is the relationship between me and me. No? So it's like to find thoughts and to focus on those thoughts who feel good, right? To make peace on my own for myself. And then automatically, once you change your energy, once you change your reaction towards this particular person, we all have them, right?
Unnamed.
Unnamed. So once you start, you will see automatically their behaviors, the changes.
Yeah.
But it's not because we changed that person. No, it's because we changed our perspective.
Yeah, or the outcome of a certain situation.
Yes.
Because like going back to boundaries, for example, boundaries, it's like a line that you set, right? So you let that person know, okay, this is my boundary. Like, whatever it might be. Like don't come to my house after a certain time, right? Because I'm not gonna answer, like I'm gonna be busy and so on and so forth. And if that person shows up, then it's like, okay, now you violated the boundary, right? And so now you take action. You have to actually take care of the consequence, right?
Yeah.
Because if you have a boundary and you don't have a consequence for it, they're going to keep stepping over you. And so I've heard before where people say, well, it's like I'm a floor mat, like they always step all over me. Well, then remove yourself, right?
Yeah.
If you have to go to that extent, you cannot be a victim of other people.
Yeah.
And so you have to change the outcome of like, okay, this person is always X, Y, and Z. This person is always this way, and this person is like that. Take a look at how you're labeling people, and then check yourself and see, do I have anything to do with this, right? And so once you check yourself first, then you'll be able to change, like Norhan said, your energy, your way of being, your relationship with yourself, and then you won't tolerate certain behaviors from these certain people, and then they will be able to see, oh wow, like I see a change in that person, I want that healing.
Yes.
Right? And so then they can approach you, and then they will be happy to see you.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, because ultimately when you give this healing aura and this vibrant energy, and you're just always like bubbly and happy and stuff, people want to be around you. People want to say,
Yeah.
what is it, what motivates you, what drives you, why are you like always so, you know, happy and excited about life? And other people cannot see that just yet because they haven't fixed that within themselves, they haven't healed, they haven't even perhaps are not even conscious or aware that that's going on, you know. But once you check yourself, then you'll be able to guide others and then say, hey, you know what, that happened to me before, or like I feel you, or perhaps another family member that you both feel a certain way about a certain other family member, you know, then you can help them, guide them, and see how you're dealing with it, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
It's automatically. It's not, and it happens automatically, and it's
Mhm.
not about expecting the other person to
Right,
change.
not controlling the other
Yeah,
person, right.
because
Mhm.
that's controlling, and then you stay in a state of victim.
Yeah.
I can only feel good if that person changes. It's
Mhm.
like you're giving your power away,
Yeah.
right? So you're giving your whole power away, because in
Yeah.
order to feel good, you need certain things which are not in your control to happen.
Mhm.
And that's the trap of this whole dynamic of relationships, right? And then
Yeah.
it's like, okay, well, but you might now say, well, yeah, ladies, I get you, but this person doesn't value my boundaries. I
Mhm.
s- I I said it many times, or I texted them, or whatever it is. So
Mhm.
words only are not enough.
Right.
It's the way you feel
Yeah.
about it. So if you are just saying something, but deep within, you're not valuing yourself
Mhm.
because you learned or you were programmed to put other people's well-being first,
Happiness, or their happiness. Yeah.
yeah, other people's well-being, other people's happiness, other people's joy. You learned or you were programmed to put that first, so it's automatically that your self-esteem is low, and
Right.
then you vibrate that, and then you just get
Yeah.
what you are. So you might even speak it, but deep within you don't feel that way.
And you even violate your own boundary, which is
You-
why other people are violating
yeah,
your own boundary.
you're coming back to that self-abandonment,
Mhm.
right? So I hear that a lot. It's like I'm in attachment styles, right? So it's like yeah, I'm fear of abandonment, or fear
Mhm.
of rejection, fear of betrayal,
Right.
so when we're looking at all those attachment styles, it all comes back to the fact that you're abandoning yourself
Mhm.
first. And that's why you attract people who
Who do the
abandon you,
same? Do the
who do
same.
the same to you. You're rejecting yourself. Doesn't mean that you're rejecting your whole being. No,
Yeah.
it's mostly rejecting certain parts, right?
Right.
I don't, for example, you can say, oh,
Your time. Value your time.
yeah, you
Mhm.
value your time, or you're rejecting part of yourself, like for example, you feel like you're lazy, you're not motivated enough, and when you don't want to get up in the morning and you don't feel motivated, you know you reject yourself
Mhm.
because of that habit, or
Right.
because of that laziness, right? So it starts there. It's really like tiny tiny things in life where you abandon yourself. Let's say you break a glass and you get so mad at yourself, right? Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
You are abandoning yourself because you are getting angry towards yourself, right?
Mhm.
So that's why what we fear, we attract.
Mhm.
And once we learn how to have that compassionate and loving relationship to ourselves, to our inner church, like to our inner
Mhm.
child, we can heal that part, and then automatically the relationships will start
Yeah,
to change.
and the wonderful and amazing things that happen once you go back to loving yourself and putting that focus back to yourself, then that almost makes you automatically powerful with others. Like, haven't you noticed? Like,
Yes.
others are like, well, now you don't have time for me. It's like, no, it's just I'm putting other things that are priority for me, and versus when you were a people pleaser, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, and then you become less available, you become more valuable,
Yes.
right? Because there's a saying that they say, it's like you want, whenever you're available all the time, people start to value you less, right? And so some of the things in that we perhaps we do, or even some family members, we might take them for granted because we always are around them, or we always they're always available to us. And so once you give yourself, get your power back.
Yes.
And shift the focus back to you and take care of your relationship with yourself and heal that, then yeah, you're going to have time for your family members, but it's not going to be like an overwhelming thing where I have to please them.
Yes.
Right? And so then the next time that you see them, they're going to be happy to see you because now you value yourself and now they see something in you that they want.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then one tool to start with, just add to your schedule a certain amount of time of me time.
Yeah.
And I love that. It's like, okay, this time is just dedicated to myself.
You know how I started when I started doing that? Like I set a reminder on my phone and I would say, how are you feeling beautiful?
Yes.
And so that reminded me like, oh yeah, like, even if no one ever texted me that, or, it was just something in my mind like, okay, it's me, it's time to reflect.
Yes. And that me time can be literally 10 minutes. You might
Or
say,
less.
yeah, you might even, yeah, that's like, you might say, well, I'm so busy, I have children and I have work and family, and I'm taking care of other family members. No, we totally get that. That's not all the part of busy life, but the whole process of reprogramming your subconscious mind is actually getting back to yourself. And so that is the whole part. Every struggle comes from disconnections to our true self. And getting back to yourself is by honoring ourselves and our being and our bodies, everything. And starting that's just a metaphor for our subconscious mind to say, hey, I am giving myself these 5 to 10 minutes and I just sit in stillness. I just do. And you see that you can even do that in the bathroom. If you don't have time and all this, take 5 minutes for yourself.
Yeah.
Right? That's very important.
Yeah, before we even before you because we've all criticized someone, before. But before you actually put that in your brain and just let your mind go off on that thought, before you criticize someone, take a step back and say, what am I lacking? Because you usually criticize something that you're lacking. And when you see yourself that you're lacking that, then work on yourself on that. Work on healing that. Work on reminding yourself that you already are worth it. You already have what you need inside of you, within you. You already are abundant, and come from that place to give to others, right? Instead of just criticizing. I mean, don't get me wrong, some criticism is constructive criticism, which is great. It makes you think. Like sometimes people will say, well, why are you always so like late or disciplined or this X, Y, and Z? Then you can ask yourself, okay, well, let me work on that actually, instead of taking it as like, what do you care? Like instead of as taking that approach, like someone tells you something, take it as a constructive criticism to work on yourself and to see, okay, what do I need to work on? And then just watch your relationships flourish from then.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I hope this video was useful for you guys. And if it was, please go ahead and share it with others. And we love to hear from you. So let us know in the comments, how is this journey of reprogramming your subconscious mind going for you all. We'd love to hear from you. And until next time.
Thank you so much.
Thanks
Bye.
so much for watching, guys.
Bye.